This is the Bay Area's news station. KRON 4 News at 6 starts now.
Good morning. The day is here. Fans gearing up to celebrate the NBA champion Golden State Warriors. Our coverage beginning early this morning here as we take a look at some of the video that we shot earlier this morning, courtesy of our helicopter partnership with ABC 7 News, showing the floats on their way to the parade. They were assembled in San Francisco, and then early this morning during the 4 o'clock hour, they were slowly towed across the span from San Francisco into Oakland. They are there now at the start of the parade, and so are a lot of fans who showed up early this morning, as did KRON 4's Will Tran, by the way. In fact, let's go out there live this morning. He's been standing by showing us how people are getting excited and getting ready for the start of the parade, which, Will, doesn't even begin till 10 o'clock, and already so many people are there.
No, we're still 4 hours away. I would think if you got here maybe 7, 8, definitely 9 o'clock, you had better be 6'9" or taller. And the reason why is the front of the lines, the barricades, well, guess what? They're starting to fill up. It's empty now is because a lot of people are holding up spots while they go get coffee. But when they all come back, I promise you, it's already maybe 2 or 3 people deep. And we're still only at 6 o'clock in the morning. Young, old, people of all just backgrounds are here because this is a party 40 years in the making. Right here, it's the beginning of the parade. You can see the double-decker buses. Those are the buses that the players will be on. Some of the floats, it's kind of hard to tell because we can't walk over there just yet. It's a secured area, obviously, just to make sure that the players are safe. But I can see some floats off in the distance, so obviously it doesn't take very long to go from San Francisco to Oakland. Of course, they're not driving the same speeds that we're driving in our normal cars, but it looks like some already here. The fans hopping on BART, they're driving here. They got up as early as 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's talk to you. Where did you come from?
Walnut Creek.
What time did you get up this morning?
4.
4? What made you decide I got to get here so early?
I love the Warriors.
I can tell her enthusiasm is just crazy right there. You can tell I love the Warriors. Oh my gosh, she's like, hey, let me talk to you guys.
Oh, no, thank you.
Excuse me, let's go over here. What time did you get here?
A little bit after 5.
A little 5? Was that a little too late for you, or did you even want to get here a little bit earlier?
No, I think I'm in a perfect spot right now.
Did you decide Game 6? I'm calling in sick. I don't care. I'm going to be here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts of seeing the players go by? I mean, you couldn't get a better vantage point.
We're very excited. I mean, obviously, it's been a long time in the making. All the Bay Area fans have been waiting for this, and we just ready to cheer on the players.
All right. And look at James. Do you see those canisters right there? They make the balloons because those arches will be all up and down Broadway. And then by the time they're done, they're going to blow up maybe 5,000 or 6,000 balloons. Hey, excuse me. Yeah. This is live on KRON 4 News. What time did you get up this morning?
4:30.
Where did you come in from?
San Mateo.
Were you like, forget this?
I couldn't even sleep. I was so excited. I was having a hard time. I said, like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I got to stay up almost all night.
Did you tell your boss, I'm not coming in? Don't even look for it?
No, don't bother me. Nobody bother me. I have committed to coming here today.
What's it like? I mean, I don't know if you're 40 years old or not, but yeah, for a lot of people, it's never happened in, yeah.
My whole life, never seen it. Never thought I was ever going to see this. But, you know, once in a lifetime moment. You know, I have to be here to celebrate with the team.
Okay, look at this, James. He's so hardcore. Even his seat, colored. Blue and gold. Look at this.
Represent, right?
Representing strength in numbers, as the Warriors have been saying all season. We, of course, will get more reaction throughout the morning. Again, if you are getting here maybe a little bit later, an hour or two, you had better be tall. It's because it is quickly filling up. Back to you, James.
That's pretty incredible, Will. So that I have the lay of the land there, that street where traffic is on right now, that's Broadway, and then 11th Street is the barricaded street where all the floats are being prepped.
Broadway is right here, right in front of you. The cars that are going left to right, this is Broadway. 11th is the street that intersects it as well. And then the barricades right there, those are the floats, those are the double-decker buses. And then they'll drive down here, make a left turn onto Broadway, and go down in this direction. And then we believe that once they pass here, and then they're really clear from this area, they'll lift the barricades and allow people to walk from here It's not too far of a walk. It's a little trek, but not too bad. And they want to get to the Kaiser Center, which is down there. Lake Merritt is right in front of us as well. So you'll probably walk maybe at 3/4 of a mile or so, maybe a mile, directly to the Kaiser Convention Center, and that's where they'll stage, and then the Warriors will take the stage and hopefully make a whole bunch of speeches and cheer on the crowd. This is amazing. I covered the Giants parade. This feels almost like 2010, probably the same when the Giants won their first World Series. The energy, the excitement, just smiles. I feel like a little kid out here, James. This is
no
amazing.
kidding. And you know what we learned from the Giants parade? A lot of folks saying the best spot that they thought was right there at the beginning when those parade floats are still going real slow, making that first turn to get onto the parade route. And they say that gave them a lot of opportunity to wave and say hi to the players.
Yes, and speaking of the players, we plan to be hopefully on the double-decker bus. We have the capability of being on there going live, and we will bring you live interviews with the players. If you can't make it here, obviously we'll stream it on our website, and of course you can always watch it at home or at your office. So we got you covered. As you know, James, KRON 4, we've had plenty of practice with teams in the Bay Area winning championships. It never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't, and every time is like the first time. Will, thank you much. And as we talk about the traffic in the streets, let's bring Rebecca into this now to talk a little bit more about the situation, the conditions out there on the streets, and maybe how people can get out there the easiest way possible.
Absolutely. Well, for the folks already there, they are in lots of luck. No traffic for them. So that is some great news. If you are headed out to the parade, though, in the next couple of hours, BART is always your best option. Let's take a look actually at the image of the parade route. It's going to be just a little over 1.5 miles long, and lots of those streets, the surrounding streets actually, are going to be very busy, and also the surrounding freeways, especially 880, that's going to really see the heaviest commute traffic this morning. So BART is always a good option. And speaking of BART, just keep in mind, after everything wraps up today, if you are traveling to Fremont, Dublin, or Pleasanton, you want to make sure that you board at Lake Merritt. And if you're headed to San Francisco, Richmond, or the Pittsburgh Bay Point line, you want to make sure that you board at the 12th or 19th Street there, because it's just very busy. BART is actually running a whole bunch of trains this morning to get you there, so that is just really your best bet so far at this point. Just a quick check at your Bay Bridge commute there. The metering lights have been turned on this morning. Lots of cars headed into downtown San Francisco. You're looking at about a 15-minute drive time now getting into the city. Well, let's see how the weather is looking for the parade today. We say good morning to Annie.
Hi, Rebecca. Yeah, temperatures are cool this morning. We are looking at cloudy conditions, and for the Warriors parade, which starts at 10 this morning, I'm expecting partly cloudy conditions. Temperature will be in the lower 60s, so pack in layers as you'll probably peel off those layers by the afternoon, as we're expecting to warm into the lower 70s by 3 p.m. today. So it's going to be a nice afternoon. A live look at SFO right now, where we have partly cloudy conditions out there. No delays at all the Bay Area airports this morning. Good news there for travelers. Temperatures right now are in the 50s for San Francisco, 54 in Oakland, also 54 in San Jose and in Livermore. Highs today look like this. Upper 80s in Livermore, so a lot of us will be a little bit warmer today compared to yesterday. Low 70s in Oakland, 66 in downtown San Francisco, and upper 70s for the South Bay this afternoon under plenty of sunshine. When I come back, we'll break down the highs for you in the East Bay, and I'll let you know how long these warm temperatures last before a cool down heads this way. James.
Annie, thank you. Now let's go back outside live, and again bringing you aerial coverage here courtesy of our helicopter partnership with ABC 7 News. You're looking at the area, the convention center area, where people are going to be ending up after the parade. That's where all the festivities will be taking place, and as you can see, a whole lot of folks already there and anticipating highly what's about to unfold here over the next few hours. Our coverage continues in just a minute, and don't forget, once the ceremonies begin there at the convention center, we will bring you uninterrupted coverage live right here on the KRON 4 Morning News. We'll be back with more in just a minute. And we are back. Time now 6:11. Happening today in San Francisco, we have the President of the United States, President Obama, arriving in the Bay today, traveling to the city later this morning to deliver remarks at the U.S. Conference of Mayors. So big attractions on both sides of the Bay. The event with the President will begin this afternoon and go through Monday. President Obama will also be attending Democratic fundraisers during his stay, and that includes a $10,000 a person reception hosted by billionaire Tom Steyer. The President then scheduled to leave the Bay Area Saturday morning. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Still ahead on the KRON 4 Morning News, we have live coverage all morning long as the Golden State Warriors and their fans get ready to celebrate their victory today. This is video of the floats being prepared yesterday. They have now been transported from San Francisco to the start of the parade in Oakland. We'll have continuing coverage coming up in just a minute.
And the dream season is now complete. The Golden State Warriors are the 2015 NBA champions. Their first title in 40 years. And how sweet it must be for those crazy loyal Bay Area fans.
Crazy with adrenaline and delirium, as some of them have not slept since late last night. A lot of them already showing up for the parade today. Golden State Warrior fans celebrating the victory. Your NBA champs, the Golden State Warriors. And as we said, the fans already lining up, waiting for the parade to start at 10 o'clock this morning. We will provide you ongoing coverage. In fact, let's take a look at some of the latest pictures. And a big thank you, by the way, to all the fans that have been sending in their photos, showing off their Warrior pride. Here's just a sample of some of the ones we've enjoyed here during the playoffs and during the finals. A lot of great shots, silly faces, cute kids, cute pets all dressed up. Keep those photos coming in if you're going to be at the parade today, if you're sporting any Warriors gear at work or wherever you happen to be today. Snap a selfie and email it to us, breakingnews@kron4.com, or you can also message us on Facebook and our Twitter page as well. Now let's get caught up on the conditions out there for the traffic. We've got a lot of folks by the thousands, Rebecca, heading out there.
Absolutely. So definitely leave much earlier than normal. Folks are actually already there in downtown Oakland, waiting for the parade to start at 10 o'clock this morning. Let's take a look at the route. We could show you. You can also find this and other information on the festivities today on our website at KRON4.com. So the parade starts at 11th and Broadway. It's going to end up in the Civic Center area in downtown. So if you are going to head there this morning, the best alternate always take public transit, and BART is actually running a whole bunch of extra trains this morning for you so you can get there on time. Once everything wraps up, though, keep in mind if you are headed to Fremont, Dublin, or Pleasanton, you want to board at Lake Merritt, and if you're headed to San Francisco, Richmond, or Pittsburgh Bay Point, you want to make sure that you board on the 12th or 19th Street stations. Taking a look at the Bay Bridge right now, westbound 80 getting into San Francisco. Metering lights have been turned on. You're back up now into the maze, so you're going to see about a 10 to 15 minute drive time getting into San Francisco. Switching over to the maps real quick, we did have just an easy commute on just 14 minutes, 880 from San Leandro getting up to Oakland. So that's some good news this morning. Let's see how the weather is shaping up with Annie. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. Yeah, here's a quick check of your Warriors parade forecast. That parade starts at 10 this morning. Temperature will be in the lower 60s at that time, becoming sunny though throughout the morning hours, warming to the lower 70s by 3 o'clock today under mostly sunny conditions. Right now, though, cloudy skies in the Bay Area, including the Golden Gate Bridge. We do have some lower visibility down to 5 miles for Petaluma and Half Moon Bay, but no problems for SFO this morning on arriving flights. Temperatures right now are in the low 50s in San Francisco, 54 in Oakland and in Livermore, and also in San Jose. We're talking mid-40s, though, in Santa Rosa. You're our chilly spot. Here's a look at our East Bay Shore highs for today at 3 p.m. Becoming sunny for the afternoon. Low 70s in Oakland, 74 in Castro Valley. So it's going to be a really pleasant afternoon. A little warmer heading out toward the East Bay inland spots, including Concord at 84. San Ramon pushing close to 80 degrees, 88 in Livermore. Here's your next 3 days. Not much change for tomorrow for your Saturday, but then on Sunday for Father's Day, temperatures will be a little cooler, but still pleasant. So don't forget to take Dad out for brunch or take him golfing. Back to you, James.
All right, good enough. Thank you, Annie. Happening today, the 21-year-old man accused of murdering 9 people in a Charleston church faces a judge. Dylan Roof was captured yesterday in Shelby, North Carolina, and flown back to South Carolina to face charges. Here you see his photo. Our media partner CNN reports that Roof admitted to killing the 9 victims, saying he wanted to start a race war. Holly Furford has the latest now on the investigation.
21-year-old Dylan Roof sits in a Charleston jail awaiting a Friday afternoon court appearance. Law enforcement sources say Roof has confessed to shooting and killing 9 people inside the historic Emmanuel AME Church Wednesday night. One of the victims, Tawanza Sanders, posted a Snapchat video from the last moments before the attack. You can see Dylan Roof briefly in the video. Police later caught up with him in Shelby, North Carolina, after he was spotted by a driver.
I was nervous, but I was able to get his tag number and write down the tag number. So all within like maybe 10, 15 minutes. I mean, they were Johnny on the spot, the Kings Mountain Police and the Shelby City Police.
According to law enforcement sources, the handgun they found in his car was the same one he bought in April at a Charleston gun store. Dylan Roof's friends describe him as shy and quiet, saying he kept mostly to himself. As for a motive, one law enforcement official tells CNN he wanted to start a race war.
But we can honor them. We can honor them with our love.
Now the community is focusing on healing.
Faith is stronger than fear, and here in South Carolina, as a native South Carolinian, I can attest to the fact that this community is coming together in a positive way.
Well, the massacre there in South Carolina has Bay Area church members praying for peace. KRON 4 visited the First AME Church in Oakland last night to see how people there were coping. Members of the church never thought their brothers and sisters at Emmanuel AME in Charleston would be dealt such a tragic hand. And although it appears that race fueled the shooter's decision to open fire on a Bible study group, a vigil in Oakland was attended without fear by all walks of life.
All colors and everyone feeling the same way and trying to exemplify love in this case.
With the body of Christ, we are all one. Doesn't matter what we look like. We all suffer the same. We all have the same sorrows, same joys.
Well, earlier yesterday, church leaders met to talk about security concerns and even discuss the possibility of adding metal detectors to churches in the future. And happening today, a prayer vigil will be held at the Bethel AME Church in San Francisco. It starts at 6 o'clock tonight at the church, which is located at 916 Laguna Street. If you're interested in attending, they'll be holding that service. Happening now, firefighters are trying to figure out what sparked a deadly apartment fire in Union City that left around 10 people without homes. The two-alarm fire broke out just before 4:30 yesterday afternoon on Alvarado Niles Road. The fire started outside that building, but by the time crews arrived at the scene, it had already spread to the building, and already burned the roof. They found a body inside that unit on the second floor. The victim has not yet been identified. No other injuries were reported. Still ahead on the KRON 4 Morning News, we are following the Warriors today, and the Warriors, in fact, aren't the only ones celebrating a major milestone today. We'll tell you how you can take part in a ceremonial celebration at San Francisco City Hall. And we're watching your Bay Area weather and traffic. Here's a live look outside at the San Mateo Bridge this morning. A lot of sunshine coming down. We're looking for beautiful weather this afternoon, especially in Oakland. For all those parade goers, we'll be right back. And we are back again. Our continuing coverage of the Warriors Victory Parade continues now with just check of the forecast for today. If you're heading out there, the parade, of course, starts at 10 o'clock. Temperatures will be in the low 60s at that point, although if you're already heading out there now, brace yourself for 50-degree weather. We're going to be in the mid-50s at least from now until then. Mostly cloudy to start, then we'll move to a partly cloudy forecast. And temperatures also warming up to the low 70s by about 3 o'clock today. So that's just a quick overview of what you can expect weather-wise. We're also keeping an eye on social media, tracking some of the latest tweets and pictures and updates that folks out there are already posting as they've shown up really early this morning. Here's a picture that somebody posted of the actual stage at the Kaiser Convention Center where all the ceremonies are going to be taking place at the end of the parade. And video too has also been posted to Twitter from that very scene. And here you see it, the Kaiser Convention Center showing the mass of people that have already begun crowding around the stage, securing their spots, saving their seat. Wow, look at that. Already a sea of blue and gold, and here we are still hours away from the parade even starting, which will take at least an hour and a half to finally get to this point. So those some pretty devoted fans out there. All right, on to other developments here happening today. The Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority bus operator who helped stop a kidnapping earlier this month will be honored. We have video from our helicopter partnership with ABC 7 News showing the scene. Police say a man tried to abduct a 3-year-old boy from the children's section of the Milpitas Library. He was captured about an hour later after a bus driver spotted him. That bus driver, Tim Watson, will be honored in a ceremony at 10 o'clock this morning at the VTA administration offices. The man who was arrested in connection with the kidnapping faces up to 11 years in prison. Also happening today, San Francisco City Hall is celebrating its 100th anniversary. The centennial celebration will feature 2 stages with live music, silent disco, a carnival atmosphere, and an evening cabaret. City Hall lights, show, and a whole lot more. Pretty elaborate agenda there. It's all happening at the Civic Center Plaza. The celebration runs from 6 this evening, I should say, until 11 o'clock tonight. The light show will start at 9:30. The celebration is free to attend and fun, we're told, for all ages. So if you're in the area, check it out. Still ahead on the KRON 4 Morning News, our continuing coverage of the Warriors' victory parade this morning. Here were pictures early this morning of the floats being taken to the start of the parade grounds. And here another shot of the Kaiser Convention Center where all of the ceremony will take place later on. We'll be right back.
This KRON 4 Market Update is brought to you by Bank of the West.
And we are back. The opening bell ringing just moments ago on Wall Street as official trading kicks off on this Friday, the last day of trading for the work week. Futures were a bit mixed before the opening bell. We had the S&P and the Dow trading negative, but the NASDAQ was positive. So we'll just have to wait and see where the markets go. I'll tell you that in the first few seconds, though, we do have the Dow and the S&P slipping into negative territory. NASDAQ, however, up 6.5 points. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll keep keeping tabs on that throughout the morning. Well, today, of course, is the big day, the Warriors' victory parade. KRON 4 was in Oakland yesterday as city officials and city crews prepared for the parade, which is going to be getting underway at 10 o'clock this morning. It was the wind, though, in the streets of Oakland and even through the parade later on this morning that has a lot of folks worried. We had a lot of balloons out there, but so far, so good. KRON 4's Scott Rates got a sneak peek of some of the final preparations. Take a look.
Preps underway for the Warriors' championship parade, both in Oakland and in San Francisco Thursday night.
I'm just amazed at what's going on here.
I'm excited. Yeah. I don't even think I was as excited when Christmas came when I was a kid.
In San Francisco at Pier 51, you'll find workers putting those finishing touches on floats for the big parade.
Go Warriors, go Oakland.
Back on Broadway at the heart of the parade route, the owner of Jimmy's Deli says he's getting ready for big crowds.
Like extra pastries and hot dogs and all that stuff.
Sam Olguri has owned this deli for nearly 16 years. He says he hopes that the more than 500,000 people expected to turn out for the parade will equal a boost to his bottom line.
Big impact, bigger, because it has been almost 4 years from the last time they win the champion.
The parade starting at 10 a.m. on Friday at the corner of Broadway and 11th. It moves through downtown Oakland, turns right onto Grand Avenue, then through a portion of Harrison Street around Lakeshore Drive, and then dead ends into the Civic Center area.
I know a lot of local businesses are going to have a lot of business out here, and I know the Bay Area is going to generate a lot of money out here.
Oakland is a very proud city. They said Oakland go right. We didn't do none of that after we won, and I expect a good family turnout.
Got hundreds, if not thousands, already assembled at the convention center and along the parade route as well. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, by the way, sat down with the media yesterday. He talked about Golden State's championship run. He says he's ready to take a break, maybe have a beer or two, but he says he's awfully excited about seeing the fans today. Take a listen.
That day after you win, it's the greatest feeling ever. It's total relief and time to get away a little bit and relax. I think I have, like probably all the guys on the team, 200 or 300 texts to respond to. It's a great feeling of just camaraderie and support. The unexpected thing was that everything went exactly as we had hoped. And that never happens. I'm taking some time off for sure, like everybody. We're all so excited to just, I'm going to sit on my couch and watch the U.S. Open, drink beer for the next 3 days. I'm going to go to a parade, that's right, which we're excited about.
So, yeah, Kerr and crew will be on the parade route today. In fact, here's a look at the route and where it'll wind through Oakland so you can pick the spot that's closest to you. We have the parade starting at 11th and Broadway. It'll go up Broadway, turn right onto Grand, and then right again onto Harrison. And then along that beautiful stretch right along Lake Merritt. A lot of folks, I'm sure, will be crowded there to take in the view and the parade. It'll come down Lakeside and then ultimately turn onto 10th, where it'll end up at the Kaiser Convention Center. The live shots from there are showing hundreds of people already crowded around the stage, waiting with anticipation for today's ceremony. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to, and you can catch our live coverage of the whole celebration. We'll be covering the parade all morning long until the end of the ceremony, and once that ceremony gets underway, we'll bring it to you uninterrupted, so you can catch that here on KRON 4. And of course, our reporters will be along the parade route. We'll be visiting with them beginning at 10 o'clock as the parade gets underway. What can you expect on the weather front? How should you dress? Annie, good morning.
Good morning, James. Well, you know, you should dress in layers today because right now we are looking at cloudy conditions this morning. Here's a quick look of your Warriors parade forecast. If you're heading out there early this morning, it'll be mostly cloudy. At 8 o'clock, temperatures will be in the mid-50s. Then by 10 o'clock, when that parade gets going, we'll see clearing skies, temperatures in the lower 60s, so still on the cool side. Then by lunchtime, the parade will be over, but the ceremony will be underway. We have mostly sunny conditions, temperatures still in the 60s, but then by later in the afternoon, around 2 o'clock, mild and sunny temperatures will be peaking in the lower 70s. Don't forget the sunglasses and the sunscreen, as you want to make sure you have that taken care of when it becomes sunny. So again, mostly cloudy conditions as we take a live look at the Oakland Bay Bridge area. Visibility right now down to 2.5 miles now for Half Moon Bay. It's just getting a little lower. 4-mile visibility in Petaluma, but no problems for SFO this morning. In fact, no delays reported as of now. Temperatures are in the 50s for San Francisco, 54 in Oakland and in Livermore. A little cooler in Vallejo at 49 degrees, 45 in Santa Rosa, and we're in the 50s for the South Bay. Highs today look like this, so it will be a little warmer today compared to yesterday. Upper 80s for Antioch and Livermore, 83 in Pleasanton, 63 in Richmond, cool in the city at 66 degrees in San Francisco, 64 in Half Moon Bay, and I think the coast will stay cloudy today. You'll see a stronger sea breeze, and we're talking upper 70s for Sunnyvale and San Jose. So things look really nice out there today. When I come back, we'll talk more about your 7-day forecast and the chance for some monsoonal moisture potentially. But first, here's Rebecca tracking your commute. Good morning.
Good morning, and we're starting off with BART actually this morning. So if you are headed to the parade, lots of folks already there, but if you are making your way out of the house right now, BART always a good option to get you there. They're putting a whole bunch of extra trains more in service for you, so it'll definitely get you there on time. Just keep in mind, once the parade and the rally wrap up, though, BART is making some adjustments to their service because they're trying to avoid the overcrowded platforms at all the stations. So if you're bound for Fremont or Dublin or Pleasanton, you make sure you want to get on at Lake Merritt. And if you're headed to San Francisco, Richmond, or Pittsburgh, or Bay Point, make sure you board at the 12th or 19th Street station. So keep that in mind. Taking a live look outside now at your Bay Bridge Toll Plaza commute. Traffic backed up into the maze. Metering lights are on, and it's going to be about a 10 to 15 minute drive time as you make your way across the span and into downtown San Francisco. Let's check your Nimitz commute now, switching over to the maps and see how it looks getting into downtown Oakland. So far, so good. No accidents, no stalls to report. Just a quick 14-minute trip on 880 from San Leandro as you make your way to Oakland. On the other side, though, we did have a stall that is still blocking the right lane. This is southbound 880 right at Whipple. It's an AC Transit bus. It's been there for quite some time now, so you're going to see some slowing out of the Hayward area getting into Union City this morning. Your drive time, 34 minutes from 238 down to 237. I'll have a full bridge check for you coming up. James.
Thank you, Rebecca. Coming up on the KRON 4 Morning News, we'll continue our coverage here of the final preparations ahead of today's celebration parade for the Warriors. Here's a live look from the air, courtesy of our helicopter partnership with ABC 7 News. And just disappearing behind the landing skid of the helicopter, there it is the Kaiser Convention Center, where you can see already this morning an ocean of blue and gold. Hundreds, if not thousands, already assembled there. Pretty amazing. We'll be right back. And we are back. A quick update on some of the other big stories that we're following this morning. The city of Berkeley has released documents on the design of the Library Gardens apartment complex. That's where the balcony collapsed on Tuesday, killing 6 people and injuring 7 others. The official cause of death of the 6 victims has been ruled now as multiple blunt injuries. And that was, of course, after that balcony broke free from the apartment building. KRON 4 consulted a civil engineer who believes that the poor installation of waterproofing may be what caused that balcony to fail.
By looking through the 55 pages of inspection reports through the entire project, where there is no mention of waterproofing at all. If you haven't protected against water intrusion for a timber frame building like this, you could lose it all.
Now, the engineer also says the lack of waterproofing inspection is not unique to the building where the tragedy happened. He says many cities don't inspect for waterproofing. We'll take a quick break. Coming up, the check of the forecast. Annie, what is it looking like?
Well, we're looking at cloudy conditions this morning, James, but temperatures are going to be warming up quite nicely. I'll let you know exactly how warm when the KRON 4 Morning News continues after the break.
And we are back, continuing our coverage of the Warriors as everybody gets ready for the celebratory parade here that gets underway at 10 o'clock this morning. The Warriors continuing to celebrate. Take a look at this. These are two Golden State players celebrating Wednesday night in San Francisco. You may recognize them. Draymond Green, David Lee, both of them popping and taking swigs out of a 15-liter bottle of champagne. That's how you do it, Warriors style. The price of that bottle, by the way, we're told, it was at least $10,000. But they earned it. Go ahead. Drink it if you got it, I guess. All right, the celebration continued with some cake as well. This is a pretty cool creation. The Golden State Warriors tweeting this video showing the Larry O'Brien trophy and the finals championship hat on top of this cake, along with the strength in numbers there on the court. Now look around the edge of the cake there. You can see jerseys for each of the players drawn there along the outside of the cake. A lot of work going into that. Pretty incredible cake there, and it was enjoyed by the players. And I don't know, maybe there's some leftovers today.
No, I don't want leftover cake.
I don't know. That cake looks pretty good. Here's the parade route in case you're wondering if you haven't left yet. You better get going because as we've seen in Will Tran's live shots and out there at the convention center, it's filling up fast. So that parade again starts at 11 to Broadway, goes up Broadway, hangs it right onto Grand, then onto Harrison, follows right along the lake shoreline there until you get down to the convention center. So a lot of folks, as we said, already out there. Many of them bundled up early this morning. Some of them showing up as early as 3:30 this morning. Awfully cold at that point.
Yeah, and you know, when Will interviewed those teenagers who came out from, I think, Brentwood, they were saying at Walnut Creek, the BART was already getting really full at like 4 in the morning. So I imagine some really packed trains. So dress in layers, because once you're probably outdoors, it'll be a little cool out there. But if you're inside the BART trains, it gets hot. Yeah, and it's going to get a little warmer this afternoon as well with all that sunshine. So you got to kind of plan for everything. Here's a look at your Warriors parade forecast for this morning. That parade starts at 10. Temperature will be in the lower 60s then. We'll see gradual clearing skies and then warming into the lower 70s by right around 2-3 p.m. today. So we'll see more sunshine for the afternoon. So don't forget the sunglasses and the sunscreen, maybe even a hat. Here's a live look at SFO this morning. We have a few clouds out there. More cloudy conditions expected for Oakland starting off this morning, but you can see no problems and no delays for all the Bay Area airports, including SFO. Here's a look at your planning forecast for today. So right now we're in the 50s from the coast for the Bay and inland spots. Patchy fog out there, mainly for the coastal locations. Gradual clearing by 11. Temperature will be in the 60s and 70s for our Bay and inland areas. Then by this afternoon, topping out in the upper 80s inland with a lot of sunshine, a little bit breezy as well for the coastal locations. So keep that in mind. Visibility right now, we are looking at 3-mile visibility in Half Moon Bay, 4-mile for Petaluma, but otherwise most other locations are looking good right now. Temperatures are in the 50s for San Francisco, 54 in Oakland and in San Jose. So it's going to be, we're looking at cool conditions starting off today, and then temperatures will be a little warmer for a lot of locations this afternoon. You can see by 10 o'clock we'll see 60s and 70s, and then by lunchtime we'll see 70s and 80s for some of our warmer locations. And then by 3 p.m. today, our warmer spots topping out in the upper 80s, including Livermore and Concord, and then very pleasant for Oakland and for our Bay shoreline. We're looking at 70s today. So here's how your highs break down. Now the coast will stay generally cloudy for the afternoon, so we're talking low 60s in Pacifica, but sunny in San Mateo at 73. Palo Alto looking for a high of 72 at 3 p.m. today. We're talking lower 80s for Campbell, upper 70s in San Jose under sunny conditions. People are wondering about the winds as well today. Well, they should be not as strong as yesterday, but we're saying breezy at times for the afternoon. Here's your storm tracker for 7-day around the Bay forecast. So temperatures will be a little cooler for Father's Day on Sunday, but still very nice as we kick off summer. That's the first day of summer on Sunday. And then for the rest of the next week, we're looking at temperatures in the 80s, maybe a little bit of monsoonal moisture. We'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later. But first, here's Rebecca tracking that commute. And for all those Warrior fans, what do they need to know?
that the way to go is really through BART. They have a whole bunch of extra trains running for you this morning to get you to the parade and the rally in downtown Oakland. No delays so far reported. All trains are actually running on time. Just keep in mind, though, once the parade and the rally wrap up, adjustments to the BART service will be put in place. This is so the stations avoid the platform overcrowding, rather, at the different stations in downtown Oakland. So if you're bound for Fremont or Dublin or Pleasanton, you want to make sure you board at Lake Merritt. And if you're headed to San Francisco, Richmond, or Pittsburgh and Bay Point, make sure you board at 12th or 19th Street later throughout the day. Let's switch over to the maps now. We're following a crash that just came to us on the Altamont Pass. This is westbound 580 right at Vasco Road. Multiple vehicles involved. The right lane is blocked, possibly a motorcycle involved as well. So I will definitely keep you posted there. Your Altamont Dublin commute 33 minutes now on westbound 580. Taking a look at your Nimitz commute into downtown Oakland, still at 14 minutes. Northbound 880, making your way from San Leandro, getting into downtown. I'll have a full bridge check coming up. James.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. Now on to headlines. Happening today, we have state lawmakers voting on a revised $115 billion state spending plan. The compromised budget sends billions more to public schools, lifts some working poor families out of poverty, and expands health coverage for underprivileged children. The vote comes days after lawmakers passed their own bill without the Democratic governor's approval. The governor will also call 2 special sessions on transportation funding and Medi-Cal, I should say, the state's health care program for the poor. Happening now, we have San Leandro police asking for your help now in finding this truck that was involved in a hit-and-run accident. That accident happened yesterday morning just after 9 o'clock. A 26-year-old woman was hit by that truck as she was crossing Hesperian Boulevard near Thornley Drive. The woman was taken to the hospital and treated for her injuries. The vehicle is described as a black pickup truck, possibly a Toyota extra cab or a 4-door cab with chrome front bumper. The father of the 4-year-old girl shot on Tuesday in Oakland was arrested on suspicion of child endangerment. Witness accounts indicate that the father and another man were shooting paintballs out of their car all afternoon, and police suspect that they may have provoked the shooting that wounded the girl. Tanai Miller was in the back seat when they were fired upon while driving through the intersection of 81st Avenue and Rudsdale Street, and that caused the car to crash into a tree. A paintball gun was found at the scene. That girl, we understand, is expected to recover. Meantime, the shooter remains at large. If you live in Alameda, your electricity bill is about to go up. Alameda Municipal Power says that rates will increase starting July 1st. The rate increase will average 4.6%, but the exact increase will vary depending on the customer's rate class, which is based on your usage history. Power officials say that nearly all customers will see, though, a $2.25 increase. AMP serves 79,000 customers there on Alameda Island. Coming up on the KRON 4 Morning News, let's go back outside as we continue our coverage of the Warriors' victory parade. Our live pictures here, aerial shots from our helicopter partnership with ABC 7 News showing all the thousands of people already assembled there at the Kaiser Convention Center as they await the ceremonies that will follow the parade, which gets underway at 10 o'clock this morning. Welcome back to the KRON 4 Morning News. Time now 6:56, and as we get set for the Warriors' victory parade today, fans were already getting up very early and getting ready. KRON 4's Alicia Reed now in the newsroom following the latest on social media. Alicia, good morning.
Good morning. I'm telling you, lots of excitement surrounding this parade. I'm talking about 40 years in the making, of course. So people took to Twitter to sound off. Here are some of the tweets that we found this morning. Hema Palman says, getting ready for the parade. Hashtag Warriors Parade. MC Hammer says, I will celebrate the Warriors Parade and then go to San Francisco and address 300 mayors from across the nation and then listen to our president. Dan Dibley says, I can't wait to see my city, Oakland, on national TV today. I'm hoping my people and all those who visit properly showcase it. Hashtag Warriors Pride. Now, Dan Carey says only 5.5 hours to go. That was a little bit ago at this point. Hashtag Warriors Parade. And Michael Reed says, I'm an East Oakland native and glad the world champion will be in downtown Oakland. Warriors, stay in Oakland. So, of course, you know, hundreds of Thousands of people are going to be there at this parade today. Lots of police officers are also going to be on deck waiting to make sure everyone is behaving accordingly. Back to you guys in the studio.
Alicia, thank you so much for that. And yes, there is a budding movement now to keep the Warriors in Oakland. We'll see where that goes. Ahead at 7, again, live coverage continues. We've live in the air. Huge crowds here at the Kaiser Convention Center. Back with all of this coming up in a minute.